So if you've been following the channel, you've probably seen that we went to Korea. And while we were in Korea, we met with Vueroid. And we actually reached out to the community to find out what questions you might have. Plus, we had some of the questions of our own. And we're going to do our best to answer those right now. We're also going to have some behind the scenes video from NC & Co's engineering division where they actually test dash cameras and other video camera technology. So stay tuned and watch along as we go. The Vueroid S1. Everybody is asking me how the S1 is. I'm getting phone calls, I'm getting emails, all sorts of stuff. And guess what? I don't have an S1. I went to Korea, kind of thought I was going to end up getting an S1 to maybe play with, maybe a pre-production unit. But just so everybody's clear, we do not have a Vueroid S1. Not Ted, not me, not any other reviewer or tester or anything that I know of in North America has a Vueroid S1. They are hoping to release it by end of May, but honestly, the fact that no reviewer or tester or anything has an S1 in their hands in order to test and verify that there's no final bugs makes me think it's probably going to be June at this point in time. But we'll have to wait and see. You know, it is April 25th when we are recording this, and we'll have to see how the Vueroid S1 comes out. So so right here with all these S1s, you're doing aging testing?
Yeah.
And you have them running. How long have they been running for?
Basically about 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks they've been running for doing aging testing. And you have all the S1s hooked up here.
Yeah.
No shortage. And that's how you do it. And then you also do, heat testing and to actually find out how it works. That's crazy how many you actually have running right now. So this is actually a professional impact testing apparatus that Vueroid has, and it tests it every 200 seconds, and it's been tested 342 times already, correct? 342 times. And as you can see, all the S1s are here, and every 200 seconds, so in the next 40 seconds, this is going to do it. And how do you guys adjust the force of the impact?
충격 레벨은 어떻게 조정하나요?
This is not just the level of the impact. We didn't test this machine. 얘는 그 충격 레벨은 실험하진 않고 충격을 지속적으로 하는 것만 테스트한다고 얘기해요.
This one is not for impact leveling, just for
okay.
the testing, the constant impact.
Oh, impact from vibrations, stuff like that, while you're driving on the road to make sure that. So just like that. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 heat, temperature, and humidity chambers. The Vueroid D21 4K was introduced to the North American market a little over a year ago, and it has had some very great success. There's been lots of tests that we've done, and we've been pretty impressed by it. However, there has been a couple challenges, a couple of things that, our customers have pointed out, that we've pointed out to Vueroid. And when we were in Korea, we also, had the boardroom meeting where Ted and I said, hey, you really got to fix this. These are little minor things. So now they did tell us in May, late May, there is going to be a brand new firmware update for the Vueroid D21 4K. And one of those things that is going to be fixed is the delay. And if you do own a Vueroid D21 4K, or you were thinking about it, and you may have seen it on my review, for some reason when you get out of the vehicle, it sees the door opening basically as an impact. And directly because of that, we end up having a challenge. And it ends up triggering it and saying that there was an impact to the vehicle. So every single time that you get back into the vehicle, no matter how you open the door, It sees as though you've had an impact, which is kind of annoying because especially if you have kids or maybe you have some golf clubs in the back and you're an active golf clubber, or maybe you run a mobile business and you're getting, tools out of your back like Ted and I do. And every time you back to the vehicle, it says it went off. But if you had a delay of 30, 60, or 90 seconds so that the G sensor didn't go to the highest sensitivity till after that set time, now you wouldn't be getting those false alerts. On top of that, we also got told that there's going to be a brand new app releasing sometime near the end of May. Now, that should be great because I know some people are concerned about the connectivity on their phones. It keeps on going in a constant loop sometimes on some people's phones, whether iPhone or Android, where it just keeps saying connect to Wi-Fi, and you do. And it's just not doing, there's something going on with the background app refresh. So hopefully some of these things get addressed ASAP on the new app rollout. So I'm excited to see what Vueroid has in store end of May.
The HDR testing.
So there.
Go.
Sure, yeah, go. Yeah. It's cool. So it's going and testing the HDR. And that's HDR off, I'm guessing. And that's clear as day, and then not because HDR is off. That's a common problem that ThinkWare has with their HDR, is it looks like that.
Oh.
Or it takes 5 seconds or longer to adjust. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the camera right there, right?
Yeah.
So you're adjusting all the different lighting levels to see how it works?
Yeah.
Is it an infrared camera or just a normal? Some people have asked us if Vueroid is selling any other dash cameras in other markets. So we actually went out and asked them, hey, what dash cameras do you sell in the Korean market? And lo and behold, to our surprise, Vueroid doesn't sell any products in Korea at all. And the main reason why is because they are actually an ODM. ODM means they're an original design manufacturer. So they actually build dash cameras for other competing companies. And because some of those companies sell a lot of dash cameras in the Korean market, they don't want to directly compete with some of their companies that they actually do business with. So Vueroid actually went and changed their focus to North America. And because of that, that's where they're mainly focusing all their growth. That's why they took the S1 that they're actually developing right now and went directly to California and drove around for 2 weeks with a lot of the other top dash cameras on the market, from my understanding, to see how they can refine and dial in the video quality of license plate pickup on the S1. So I'm pretty excited to see what Vueroid is going to have in store. But like I said earlier in the video, I do not have an S1 in my hand, so I have no idea what they've accomplished with this new product that will be coming out soon. Heat testing. We had a lot of people asking us how Vueroid heat tests it. And believe it or not, when we were at their headquarters, they had 7 heat chambers that we could see. They might have more somewhere else. But either way, they would actually put various dash cameras in there. And then they had like a bullseye inside the heat chamber where they were even verifying that in high heat, whether or not the dash camera would stay in focus. So they're very dedicated to making sure that these dash cameras operate well, even in heat testing. And if you didn't see our heat test, how dash cameras work in the hot sun last year, we had our Vueroid D21 4K was still on at 210 degrees, which was absolutely crazy. So needless to say, if you're looking for a dash camera that works great in high heat, that's where the Vueroid D21 4K shined, and I hope the S1 will continue that tradition of working well in high heat. Why is the bitrate on the Vueroid D21 4K lower than Viofo and some other competitors? So Ted and I had the liberty of asking the CTO, the Chief Technical Officer of Vueroid, why that is. And he actually gave us a very respectful comment. He said, in Korean culture, they work hard on reliability. And something like a dash camera, people are relying on this camera to record while they're driving. and they don't need it shutting down or having any challenges. So we've built the whole product on being reliable, which actually kind of blows us away because we've sold hundreds of these dash cameras right now in the last little over a year. And for some reason, I don't have one defective, which I think is very weird that we don't have one defective. But that's obviously because they're working hard to build this product on being reliable, right? Because as you are driving around your vehicle every single day, you want this thing to record. And they said if they go and up the bit rate, it's going to up and increase the failure rate of the product. So that's just something to think about. Now, I have heard there is going to be some refinements on the S1 where they will have a higher bit rate. Whether or not it's going to be a bit rate like Viofo sees and like a lot of other people talk about, we have yet to see until we have the Vueroid S1 in my hand. And as you can see, there ain't none here. Why is there no polarized lens available on the Vueroid dash cameras? We asked this, and believe it or not, the Vueroid S1, they are developing a polarized lens for the actual S1 dash camera. We have seen what it looks like. We'll find out, I guess, on final production, whether or not it's released, delayed, etc. But they are focusing on building one into the S1. If you currently own a D21 4K, you haven't seen our video, we did find that the Firmware TWA CPL does work. It's a very minimal investment. Now, it just doesn't unclip on and off. It actually goes on with two-way sticky tape. However, that is how it works on all the Firmware dash cameras as well. And we did find that it worked and did make a difference on those cameras, the D21 4K that I'm specifically referring to. Thanks for watching our video on our little Vueroid factory tour and also answering a lot of the popular questions we've been getting asked about Vueroid. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you are looking to support us in Greater Vancouver or Toronto, check us out, safedrivesolutions.com, and we do offer professional dash camera installation where we come direct to you. Cheers.